Every person is looking for a secret ingredient that can make their life better, something that's going to improve their life or make their lives seem a bit faster. So for most people, when they talk about their first experience in a Chinese class, it usually begins with something like, this is what the teacher taught me, how to say hello or how to count. But my case was different. I was taught something else on my first day of Chinese class. We first entered class and found our teacher waiting for us. And from there, she said hello to everyone. We responded back and said, "Good afternoon, teacher." By then, we did not know Laoshi, and so we used the term teacher. From there, we were anxiously waiting, that's me and the other students, waiting for what our teacher would tell us. So she just got a piece of chalk and wrote one Chinese character on the board. This character was called Ru. She looked at us and then said, in Chinese, Ru simply means to enter. It means entrance. She then gave us an illustration of a door and said, I want you to imagine you standing behind a closed door. On the other side of this door are so many opportunities. Behind this door, you can be anything that you want. Behind this door, you can be a doctor. You can be the best entrepreneur. And you can be a teacher unto others. But behind this very door, it's possible that you can walk through it and learn nothing at the end of it all. She then taught us to say it's the same way with us in a Chinese class. And she then introduced to us saying, in today's lesson, I will teach you a secret ingredient. This secret ingredient is going to change your life. And it's something that you can apply to your life. She told us the title of the lesson was Attitude. Before you enter a door, you need a certain type of attitude. You need an attitude where you empty yourself. Empty yourself to the point where you admit to yourself and say, I do not know everything. Be willing to admit and say, teacher, I am willing to learn. Teacher, I am willing to listen. And trust me, you are going to grow mentally and a lot of doors are going to open for you. I was so happy and glad when I heard this. I was so amazed by the knowledge and the wisdom that our Chinese teacher shared with us. And I was so happy because this is something I very much needed at the beginning of my journey in China. When class was done, I was so determined to actually apply this lesson to my life. When I look back to the 4 years that I have spent in China, I look back and I try to count how many doors I have opened. To be honest, when I try to count the doors, I always lose count because the doors were so many, but the lessons is what I still remember. As the teacher was about to conclude class, she looked at us and asked, do you know this idiom, when in Rome, do as the Romans do? We quickly responded and said, of course. Then she smiled at us and said, you know, in China we do have a similar saying, only that we say, 入乡随俗, which simply means when you enter a village, do as the locals do. We looked at the board and realized that all this time, the teacher was trying to teach us a certain lesson. The teacher was trying to tell us to say, when you enter a new country, when you enter a new village, when you enter a new environment, try as much as possible to adapt to that environment. Try as much as possible to empty yourself so that you can learn something new. I recently graduated with a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering and automation. But when I look at this certificate and look at how I spent my whole 4 years, If I hadn't applied this lesson to my life, I think my whole journey in China would have been empty. Today, I look at how I spent my whole 4 years, and I am happy that I got the chance to learn more about the Chinese culture. I can go back home and teach the same information I have learned to my fellow friends and family. I hope this lesson is going to teach you something that you can apply to your life. This is my Chinese story. Thank you.